Hey everybody, Rich from Elk Endeavors here. Hey, listen, tonight I wanted to talk to you about Napoleon Hill's 10th principle, which is the subconscious mind. Now, as I was writing today, I was writing my blog, kind of preparing for for my video today, and I realized I was kind of thinking that well, the next principle is the brain, and I was kind of thinking of just combining them because ultimately I really couldn't figure out a way to differentiate between autosuggestion, which is principle number three, and we've already talked about that, and the brain. And so I was kind of going back and forth with that, and I was writing about it, and then I was able to separate them just by naturally thinking through it and writing. Writing helps me. Writing is the number one way I think, and so writing about it helped me understand that they're absolutely not the same, or that I shouldn't combine them because they are two separate, obviously distinct principles that Napoleon Hill was talking about. So in terms of the subconscious mind, I should say, what we want to do is train the subconscious mind to do things for us, right? So through auto suggestion, we train the subconscious mind to guide us towards success. And so yesterday, I think at the end of my video, I talked about the idea of trying. So, and when you do something, you do it. You don't try, because when you try, there's sort of the out of failure. So if I try to do affiliate marketing, I sort of have an ability to fail, and sort of not feel so bad, right? So if I quit, then I can just say, well, it wasn't for me and it wasn't going to work for me anyway, and I don't know why I even tried it, and move on with my life and sort of stay in the same place I am now. Whereas if I just do it and there is no try, just like Yoda says, then there is no failure. I will succeed. It's just a matter of getting the right combination of things going at the right time, and spending the time and persisting with the videos and the publishing and the blogs and email to my subscribers, trying to help them succeed, trying to help others succeed. The more people I'm able to add value to their lives, the more I'll be successful, and then vice versa. Then the more I can help other people be successful. So anyway, so that's how you look at the subconscious mind, is that you have to train it, and the biggest thing is that you have to make sure that your subconscious is constantly thinking about positive things. You have to feed your subconscious mind. Now, hear me out here, okay? What I mean by that is that we are humans, are programmed, I think through society and through culture, but no matter what culture, we're programmed toward the negative. So, instead of thinking, going back to the glass half full kind of thing, if you see the glass half full or the glass half empty, and I know that's a cliche, and I know that it's not something that it is meaningful, but it's cliche because it's easy to understand, right? So you have to train your subconscious mind not only to think of the glass half full, but even if you think of like the glass as half empty, you have to go to the abundance of oxygen that's in the glass and overflowing from the glass that is half empty. So you have a half empty glass, which means there's a half full glass, and the rest of everything is oxygen, and that's what you breathe, right? That's the life force. So you can always make a positive out of a negative. And that's really, really important. If you fill your subconscious with positive thoughts, it will think and train itself to think positively. If you don't fill it, if you don't push it toward positive thinking, then it will fill itself with negative thinking. It goes toward the negative. It wants to be negative. So you have to actively seek positive information, positive feedback, positive people, positive everything. Everything's got to be positive so that your mind sees itself as a positive thing and then looks for positive things for you. Now remember, your subconscious it doesn't understand between what's real and what's not. So even just me, just now trying, saying that I was going to try affiliate marketing, my subconscious mind doesn't know that I'm using it as an example. It hears me saying trying affiliate marketing, and I have to correct it and say that I'm doing affiliate marketing. And I correct myself very readily. I've actually been amazed at how I've trained myself to do that. Another thing that I've done is that I have stopped watching television for the most part. But if I do watch television, I watch comedies, things that make me laugh, things that are funny, things that are positive in nature, because I can't. The amount of TV, or the amount of TV that I used to watch, it wasn't really that much, because I have 3 kids. It's not really all that much time to watch my own stuff anyway. But like my wife and I would sit down after the kids were in bed and everything like that, and we would watch like a murder mystery or a suspense thriller or some sort of detective show, and that's so negative, right? I mean, they're great stories, and they're really invigorating, and I love them. But they're just so negative, and you can't do that. So now it's funny, like I'm down to, I watch The Office, I watch Parks and Rec, I watch, what was the other one Arrested Development, and a show called Nailed It on Netflix, which is about baking. But it's people that are they're just trying to make something, and they always, they're sort of set up for failure. Now that I think about it, they're sort of set up for failure, but it's very funny, and everyone's positive, right? So they look at these like horrible cakes that the people make, and they all laugh and they have a good time, and they compliment them on what they did right. Um, and they laugh about what they did wrong, and everyone's trying to learn, as opposed to another like cooking show that's like, they're so critical of everyone, and the whole thing is, is a big critique and a competition. So that's what I'm down to. And then I will say that my favorite show, my favorite literary character of all time is Breaking Bad's Heisenberg, Walter White. So I do watch Breaking Bad, and I do love Better Call Saul, which is the prequel to Breaking Bad. But I justify that with the entrepreneurial spirit of Walter White and Saul Goodman from those 2 shows, right? They're both entrepreneurs. They will stop at nothing to get what they want and to be successful. Now, would I do it their way? No. But the point is that I can sort of jokingly justify their entrepreneurial spirit when I talk about the subconscious mind. So if you take away anything from today's video, it's that you always have to think positively. You always have to fill. I mean, this is very, very important. You must fill your subconscious mind with positive thoughts, because it will fill itself with negative thoughts. That whole idea of the idle hands. If you're not thinking positively, your mind will seek negative information, and it will load itself up with negative information. And it's been supported by time after time, and Napoleon Hill talks about it ad nauseum. And so it's really, really important. So whenever you see something, and I used to think about, when even with my kids, right? Like I would try to put my kids to bed, and I'm not as well. It's not that I'm not as good at it. My kids nursed, so they weren't like when I tried to put them to bed, I couldn't put them to bed. They didn't take a bottle, and I simply couldn't put them to bed. And so it was real, like I struggled with that, and I put it on myself. Like I was like, I suck as a dad. Like I should have never been a dad, and and it was like, so now I think back and I'm like, why was I even thinking about it? Like I couldn't I couldn't do it. Like and even when they were not nursing anymore, like I struggled with it. But they're used to their mom putting them to bed for a year, so there was it's no wonder they couldn't take me to put them to bed. So, and even now, like they want their mother to put them to bed. So it's a special thing for me. Like when they ask me to put them to bed, like I get excited, because I love that time with them. I love reading to them and things like that. So the point is that I took it off myself, rather than putting it on myself. I didn't tell myself that I stunk as a dad because they wouldn't go to, I wasn't able to put them to bed, because biologically I can't. I mean, it's insane what I was thinking. But it was what it was. But now I don't think like that. I don't think about, people criticizing me, or people, I do what I need to do in my job and in my career, and in my, in the affiliate marketing space. And I'm not afraid of criticism. And that's something that you have to, because I know what I'm doing, and I know my heart's in the right place. So if I screw up, then I screw up. But ultimately, I acted, whatever I did, I acted in the right way. It's just a matter of whether it turns out or not. So that's what I want to leave you with, is that you have to fill your mind with positive thoughts. You have to actively go after positive thinking so that you can make sure your subconscious mind is working correctly, because it will work against you naturally it goes. I mean, that's just it's fascinating to me. Naturally your mind goes to the negative things, and you have to remember that, and therefore you have to continuously try to be positive and try to look for the positive things in life, to make sure that you're filling your subconscious mind for success. So and feeding it for success. So thank you very much for watching. Again, the 4% Success Challenge is where I've learned all of this. I'm reading Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich because of the 4% Success Challenge. It's absolutely changed my life in so many ways, and I know it can do the same for you. I want you to be successful. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I've stuck with it for this long. I mean, it's been 6 months. It's not a long time. It's not really a long time, but sometimes it feels like it to people. Like 6 months is a long time, but it's been awesome, and I would recommend everybody do it. In fact, I was watching my son do karate tonight, and I was listening to some people talk about struggling with their jobs, and I wanted so badly just to go over and say, hey, there's I'm doing this thing, and but I'm not quite at that point yet where I'll just approach someone off that that I don't know and talk to them about it. But absolutely, take the step, take the leap. Understand that you have a support system. Understand that it's all about positive thinking, and that you're supported in every step of the way. You're supported every step of the way. If you like what I'm doing on my YouTube channel, please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. Share with other people. Let people know what I'm doing, because I really want to grow my channel and grow my message. I appreciate you, and I thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow with these 12th principle, the second and last one, which is the brain. So we'll talk about how that works tomorrow. Thanks.